Georgia, Georgia, the sheriff is in trouble all the time. That's because he has Georgia, sweet Georgia, on his mind. All right, guys, I have a Hump Day Wednesday editorial for you. I will have editorials throughout the week and the weekend, I should say, coming up the new year. But this one, there's going to be 3 articles. It's not going to be that long. I'm going to skim through them, but I'm going to put the links to all 3 in the description box below. I saw a 4th one while I was getting ready here, and I didn't grab it. It's from WALB.com. We're just mentioned that this sheriff will stay in jail. Somebody sent me this article I'm about to read you, the first one, and I thought, I wonder where this guy's at today. And I started looking, and this dude's in trouble all the time. Let's find out what's going on. Thank you to New York Daily News for this story. A Georgia sheriff already under indictment for ordering a drug search involving nearly 900 high school students is back in trouble after allegedly interrupting a state investigator who was questioning his teenage son about dealing drugs. Zachary Lewis Hobby, who was 17 at the time, was taken to his father's jail and interrogated after he was arrested on October 9th. He faced charges of felony possession of marijuana with intent to distribute and criminal trespass, according to a document obtained by the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. That's when his parents, Sheriff Jeff Hobby, 48, and Pam Hobby, burst onto the scene, according to the letter from Paul Bowden, the Tifton Judicial Circuit District Attorney, to Governor Nathan Deal. Paul Bowden said, quote, Sheriff Hobby and his wife, who is also an employee of the Worth County Sheriff's Office, barged into the room and ostensibly to evoke the 17-year-old's Fifth Amendment rights for him. The younger Hobby had already been informed of his right against forced self-incrimination and had chosen to speak to the state investigator, Bowden said. The investigator stopped interviewing Zachary Hobby after his father interrupted, Bowden said. After all, the state investigator was conducting the interrogation in Sheriff Hobby's jail. Bowden also noted that Hobby's son was housed in his father's jail instead of being transferred to another jail. That's an ethical violation. It is unclear how authorities will respond to Jeff Hobby's interruption during his son's interrogation. On October 3rd, this would be 2017, Jeff Hobby was indicted on 4 counts because of his department's drug search at the high school. Hobby was formally accused of 1 count of violation of oath by a public officer, 1 count of commission of crime with the offense of sexual battery, what? And 2 counts of false imprisonment, according to the charging documents. Sexual battery, what, he searched one of the high school girls? This dude's perv. I don't, allegedly, right? But here this sheriff basically goes in. First of all, the kid's been arrested and he's housed in his father's jail, which is a conflict of interest because his father was the arrestee or the person who wanted to do the drug search in the first place in the high school. So that's a conflict of interest. Really, it's an ethics violation. Then he bursts in there and goes, oh, he's pleading the fifth. Well, no, he already said he'll talk to us. He's pleading the fifth. He's a minor. Nah, that's not how it works. But then, so what happened to this guy? Well, let's look here. Jump ahead a little bit to 2018, a year later. Now, thank you to AJC.com for this story. I can't read the whole thing. It says, if you want to subscribe to keep reading, pay your 99 cents, buddy. Or if you have already paid 99 cents, log in. No, I'm not paying, but I'm going to read this real quick. Georgia Sheriff Jeff Hobby can't seem to stay out of trouble or stay away from allegations that he's violating the basic tenets of the U.S. Constitution. The suspended Worth County lawman was arrested again, and this is in 2018, and remained behind bars for what? He was accused of secretly taping conversations between inmates and their attorneys talking inside his jail. It's another ethics violation. Now it says investigations January 3rd, 2019. I believe when I looked, this happened in late 2018 that he got arrested and all this. So jump to February of 2019. Where's this dude at now? Last year, thank you to WFXL for the story. Former now Worth County Sheriff Jeff Hobby has been arrested again. Law enforcement took Hobby into custody Thursday morning after a warrant was issued for his arrest for violating the terms of his probation. The warrant alleged that Hobby failed to pay back restitution and made contact with a member of the Worth County Sheriff's Office during a trip to the Dairy Queen in Sylvester. I thought I told a dirty sheriff. Read the warrants below. And if you go there, there's supposed to be a warrant right there. I can see it, but I'm not going to click on it. It says, update your Flash player to download. I don't know. But the link to these are going to be in the description box below. If you want to go and, pay the 99 cents or whatever, or update your Flash player. But here, let's sum up this editorial. You have a sheriff that conducted a search on a high school for drugs, which he was indicted for. So obviously that was out the window. Then his son gets arrested in that, goes to his jail. And when the investigators are talking to him about drug sale for distribution, he busts in and goes, he's pleading his fifth. He's pleading his fifth. That's not how it works. And he gets in trouble for that. Then somehow jump to a year later, he's in trouble again for recording taped conversations between inmates and their attorneys. He's on probation for it. Then he does a probation violation and meets with some guy from the sheriff's office, which he's not supposed to be meeting with because he's a former sheriff on probation for stuff he did as a sheriff. Means he can't talk to the deputies. So I didn't see any articles for 2020. I don't know if you guys want to do your own homework on this guy if you're even interested. Find out where he's at this year. I'll do the editorials if you guys find them. Like I said, somebody sent me this originally. And I said, I wonder what kind of sheriff this guy is. He's not a sheriff. He's now a probie, right? Probationary. He's a probationary. He's a freaking convict. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. Community Leo Watch, watching Leos. That's law enforcement officers, to include convicted sheriffs in Georgia and from coast to coast.